So we are now in the village called as Mustafapasa, which is the name of Atatürk actually, who founded the democratic secular Turkish Republic. Before we start exploring it, I'd like to tell you the history between the Turks and the Greeks, how long they have lived in Anatolia. Anatolia is the land of Turkey. So the Greeks, as we already spoke earlier, first time came to Anatolia around 11th century BC, and they were called as Ionians. And they set up 12 different cities. We saw some of them on the Aegean coast of Turkey. And since 11th century BC, Greeks lived in Anatolia. Sometimes they lived independently. Sometimes they were under the control of another country. For example, Persian Empire ruled in Anatolia from around 560 BC up to the arrival of Alexander the Great, 335 BC. That time, the Greeks did not disappear, of course. They still existed. They just had to pay taxes to the Persians. So since 11th century BC, Greeks were in Anatolia. And the Turks used to live in the north of China. They moved from there to Anatolia in 11th century AD, 1,000 years ago.
Okay, I have to ask you now. Is it they lived in North China or South China?
Northern China.
Northern China.
Northern
So that's a
China.
long immigration.
It's a long immigration, yes. And when they came here, they mixed with the Byzantines, the Greeks. And the Ottomans invaded some places in Greece in the 14th century, which is like Thessaloniki. That's the second biggest city of Greece today. That's where a lot of Turks used to live. Because after the Turks took over, some people from here sent to Greece to have a Turkish community there because it was a Turkish land. And Greeks were already here, mixed with the Turks as well. And we can easily say they lived in peace like brothers and sisters. Once again, not only the Turks, Greeks also say that they were in peace. That's why you can find many similarities, like baklava. Is it Turkish or Greek? Here it's Turkish baklava, in Greece it's Greek baklava, but the taste is the same nearly. Or we have raki, the alcohol, they have ouzo.
Ouzo.
We have Turkish coffee, they have Greek coffee, but in Palestine it's Arabic coffee, but the same taste nearly. So people argue sometimes who made it first, but it shows me that we are very similar. We have so much in common. Other than food, of course, we also have similarities with architecture, for example, music. That's very normal because they lived in harmony, not isolated from each other. They were together. In Cappadocia, you can see a church and mosque next to each other. All relations were very good, but 20th century, in 1912, Greeks took Thessaloniki back. There was a war started, so first in 1912, Turks had to come from Greece to here. Later on, World War I started. After World War I, Independence War of Turkey started, so Atatürk became the commander, and then Republic was set up in 1923. 1 year after, in 1924, Turkish government, Greek government, and I think another few countries gathered, and they decided to exchange the population. The Christians, the Greeks living here, had to go back to Greece, and the Turks, the Muslims living there, had to come back to Turkey. People have no fault. They managed to live together here for more than 800 years. In Greece, nearly 700 years, they lived without any problems. Unfortunately, because of the war politics, they had to split. Sad for both sides. The Greeks had to leave their houses, churches behind, and start from scratch in Greece. Same for the Turks. They also left their houses, farms, everything back in Greece and came here, started from scratch. They're gone. We have their houses still here, and we try to take care of them. Some of them were already restored by the local people because they bought the houses from the Greeks. Some of them at least sold their houses before they left. So this is one of them, for example. It says Old Greek House on it. Of course, there are many Greek houses, and because there are many, not all of them were restored yet, but restoration started already, and a lot of them were restored, but there are still some not restored yet. I'm not sure about the Turkish houses back in Greece. Probably they are restored too by the Greeks, and this one is a unique one. It's famous because It's beautiful. It's still standing. 250-year-old. It's famous because they played a Turkish TV series here. It finished about 10 years ago, but that time was quite popular. Lots of Turkish people came to Cappadocia just to see this house. We're going to see some photos of the TV series, the actress and the actors. Plus, Martha Stewart came to this house and she cooked ravioli for her TV cooking show. But other than those, this is about 250-year-old Greek house. What is the architecture? See, the gates are arch. They have wood ceiling, wood window frames, beautiful stone reliefs outside the wall. It's typical Greek style. Of course, depending on the region of Turkey, the material, the geography is different. So here we have like stone houses using the local rocks. But if you go up to Black Sea region, there you can see a lot of Turkish houses, complete wood. And they make beautiful wood designs on it, intricate wood designs. Or in Istanbul, we have Princess Islands. I don't know if you've been or if you go there.
We're going there.
Yeah, Princess Island is beautiful. There is no car there, only horse carriages, and you'll see Ottoman houses there or Greek church there, and some of them are complete wood. But here it's not very foresty. That's why they use the rocks. They make the cave houses and they use the rocks to construct the houses. So we see it from outside here, but we have the chance to see interior architecture as well. That's why we came here. So after seeing this, we'll go on to see the interior part.